Lord Byron's She Walks in Beauty. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes. The smell to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denies, one shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens over her face. Where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place, and on that cheek and o'er that brow, so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days and goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. So this poem is definitely about a woman he's seen and he's totally attracted to. So there's a lot of description of this woman and what makes her beautiful, and it's interesting that he compares her to the night, because usually you think of beautiful and you think of daytime and bright and sunny, you know, flowers blooming or something, but you don't normally hear beautiful compared to nighttime. But the more I thought about it, there are a few things that are more beautiful at night than an open cloudless sky with stars everywhere. So that was kind of interesting. Doesn't really fall in line with what we're used to hearing or seeing. The rhyme of the poem is A-B-A-B-A-B, and the meter is iambic tetrameter. And the part of the poem where it talks about the balance of the best of the dark and the light, I believe is speaking about her hair in contrast with probably her skin tone. Maybe she's very fair and has dark hair, and the reason why I believe the dark hair is because he compares her hair to raven. Ravens are black, so it makes sense that that she has the darker hair. So and that's in line 9 where he talks about the raven tress. So that's a metaphor being used to describe her beauty. Also, in line 1 and 2, the author compares the cloudless starry night because, like I said before, a few things are more beautiful at night than a starry sky with the clouds nowhere to be found. So the simile in line 1 is when he says that the woman is as beautiful like the night. So he's comparing her beauty to the night. So lots of simile there. Line 7 seems to repeat itself when it says one shade the more, which means darker, and then it says one ray less, which also means darker. So I thought that was kind of weird. I had to read that line over and over to make sure I wasn't saying it wrong, because it basically just means the same thing. There are subtle hints that the poet thinks this woman has a beautiful personality, which is odd because he never directly makes mention of her name or mentions of their conversation. He, however, mentions her facial expressions in line 11, implying he knows her well enough to know that to have an idea that what she might be thinking as she's blushing. He talks about her blushing in lines 14 and 15. Let's see here. Then on line 16, he mentions her good deeds. This, moreover, suggests this isn't just a random woman. I think this is someone he's had some sort of interaction with. He knows her to some degree, because he's able to assert that she's committed good deeds. And so there's kind of a question there of how does he know her? Who is this person? And because you kind of would have to know someone to be able to say that they are capable of good deeds, you know. It's so that's my assessment of the poem.